Right, how's it going guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm filming this super late. I went to the Ideal Home show today and that was pretty good. Not as much planty stuff there as, I think there used to be a lot more, but it's a lot more like interior stuff now. Anyway, first thing I want to show you guys, I'm not really sure what this video is going to be. I think it's just going to be a bit of everything. Show some updates. My seeds are going crazy and there's a lot of growth on some of my houseplants. So yeah. The first thing I want to show, which is probably the most exciting part about today, actually the seeds are pretty exciting, but my Philodendron melanochrysum has a new leaf, a proper new leaf. It did grow that other new leaf, which I showed you in the last video, I think, that was on here, but that died off straight away. But yeah, it sent out this new one, which has just opened up over the past couple of days, and it's doing really well. There's the rest of it. The other leaves, and I've just got it in this moss pole. It's just in a small terracotta pot, and then I water the moss pole from the top. So I just put a bottle in upside down, and it slowly seeps into the moss pole, and I do that once every 2 or 3 days. Probably more like every 3 or 4 days, to be completely honest. But it's just as soon as the moss starts to get a bit dry, like if it sounds crispy, I'll put a new bottle in. Yeah, but it's doing really well. No signs of thrips so far, so yeah, that's like the biggest update. Right, okay, so next up I'm going to show you guys my Spathiphyllum diamond. This one, I just recently actually cut the flower off, but it had a flower on there for like a month and a half, maybe a bit long. Yeah, it's about a month and a half. And it's growing really nicely. It's just doing really well. I've just got it in this terracotta pot, and I actually don't water this one that much. So this one doesn't wilt like crazy between watering, and at the moment it's pretty dry and it's not wilting. So this one is just always looking pretty good. It's got one little yellowing leaf there, and I noticed, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but you can just see there is a new baby. So there's now 4 plants in that pot. That one's doing really well. That's one of my favourites at the moment, definitely. And then on the subject of Spathiphyllums, my Spathiphyllum sensation, which you guys have only seen maybe once or twice. It's a bit dusty, but it hasn't actually grown. It grew 2 new leaves since I got it, and since then it hasn't grown any new leaves. And it's not looking that great at the moment, just because of the temperature problems over this winter. It's been super cold, and it's just not liked it at all. So it hasn't put out much growth at all, and it did fret on having, down here, there was a new baby. Oh, that's just come off. But yeah, there was a new baby coming, but yeah, it's rotted off. So that's a shame. Not entirely sure why that happened, but other than that, it's really healthy. And this leaf under here, this one, is one of the new leaves, and they started coming out really poorly, but I think that's just because of the cold. It was like really cold when they were starting to open, and then this half of it's opened really healthy. So yeah, I think definitely down to the temperature, but it is pretty good size, and this year it's gonna put on a lot of growth. So I think this time next year it's gonna look really good, and hopefully we don't have a super cold winter again, otherwise it's gonna decline again. And a couple of guys, girls, people have been asking about my Sansevieria moonshine, because I still get people comment on the old video of me rescuing my moonshine from the cocoa coir pot where it was rotting, and people ask how it's doing now. And it is now absolutely huge. A few of you may already remember how big it is now, but this is that same plant, and it's doing really well. It's just huge. Yeah, it kind of gets neglected now. It just sits in the corner and doesn't really get any attention. I water it once every couple of months, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 growing points in there, and originally it was 3, so I'd say it's a success, successful save. Yeah, that's doing really well, and that's in the same pot that I saved it in, so, well, the one that I transplanted it into. So yeah, that's doing really good. And it has, I'd say it's a lot more green now than it used to be. It used to be a lot more like this color, but like as it matures, it does kind of turn more green rather than the bluey color. I want to get a nice pot for this just so I can leave it in the corner and it looks like a permanent decoration there, rather than at the moment it just kind of moves from here to there to wherever suits. So that's an idea. Maybe I'll get like a nice pot for it and find somewhere for it to go. Okay, so my little Syngonium albo has just put out this new leaf here, which is really variegated. It's just got this one little stripe of green, and to be fair, I'm surprised that it's the leaf isn't crisping at all. It's like really healthy, but to be fair, it's always quite humid in this room. That's doing really well. This main leaf here is actually a separate cutting, and there's no growth coming from that yet, but hopefully in time it'll grow more. But this one is so pretty, I love that one. Yeah, and he's doing good. He's a bit dry actually, so I should probably water him. My little banana, this is, what was it? I want to say Cavendish dwarf, but I don't think, I'm not sure, I can't remember. It'll come to me in a minute. But this is doing pretty well. I let it dry out, so it started to wilt, and then this leaf is brand new here, and then it's now pushing out a new leaf. I'm quite tempted to cut off some of the older leaves just to let it regrow. Yeah, I think it's a Cavendish dwarf. I'm sure that's what someone told me it was. Yeah, but this one's doing pretty well. I did just last night as well, I bought 3 more Musa Basdews. My Musa Basdew has survived, and I've just transplanted it from my old garden to this garden. But it's died down to like this tall. So, because I didn't protect it early enough, and I'm paying the consequences. So, I bought 3 new plants. So I'll have 6 in total now of the Musa Basdew. So when that comes, I'll show you guys. And I have no updates on the greenhouse yet because I haven't been out there to put it together more. So it's still just in 4 pieces at the end of the garden, but I'll get around to it when I get time. But yeah, this is doing so well. And there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 little pups at the bottom. So you can just see 2 of them here. And then on this side, there's another 2, a couple of babies. I'm not gonna bother dividing those. I'm just gonna let this one fill out 1 pot and hope that it does okay. With this one, I will be able to take it outside in the summer, but this one's a lot more tender than the Musa Basdew. So the Musa Basdew survives outside with being wrapped, but this one, I'm not gonna try it. I'm just gonna bring it in. And as far as I'm aware, these don't get too tall. I think maybe they get like that tall. That's like, pretty sure they only get about that tall, like 1.5 foot, 2 foot. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool. Nice little one. I'll just keep it in 1 pot and it would just be a nice little feature on the patio or something. But at the moment, yeah, it's got all these like nasty leaves. But yeah, maybe once it's pushed out another 2 leaves, I'll cut off the old leaves just to tidy it up. But that's nice. I'm gonna have that. I wanted to put it in a terracotta pot, but that's just gonna dry out too quickly. And having grown the Musa Basdews for so long, I know that they like a lot of moisture. So terracotta is probably not the best idea, unless, what plant did I pot up a plant? Oh, I put some of my lilies in a terracotta pot the other day, and I lined the walls of the pot with a plastic bag, but I cut the bottom out so that it's free draining through, but it just doesn't dry out from the wind. So I could do that with my other plants that I'm going to put in terracotta, because I love the look of terracotta, but it always dries out so fast. So with the plastic liner, I'm hoping that that problem is no longer a problem. Okay, I don't think there's anything else really that I want to show you guys at the moment. I was just making this a really quick one because it's late and I haven't uploaded a video yet. So yeah, I'll leave it there. But if there's anything in particular you guys want to see, let me know and I'll try and do that in my next video. Yeah, okay. I hope you guys are having a good week and I hope spring is looking good for you guys. Yeah, it's going to be a good year. So I'll try and film as much of it as I can. Okay, all right. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching.